Have you ever met someone who loves to do a reality check on a movie or book, who loves to point out things that could never be in the real world, like, oh, a cop would never say that, or that would never happen in Florida. And some people really like to critique books and film in this way. And this is sort of like a reality check on the story. Most people don't, at least not on a conscious level. This is my prop. This is my BS meter. So basically, most people, when they're consciously watching a film, reading a book, they are just in the story. And that's the way most people like to enjoy it. But subconsciously, everyone has a BS meter. So in a lot of ways. Now, there are always exceptions how good a story is. As an example, Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is obviously not very little like the real world. This is very important to keep in mind. You do want to do a reality check on your story, because subconsciously, when your viewers, readers are in your story, they're having one of these. And to the extent that they are being affected to your story is wherever the meter is. So if you have a story where your villain is threatening your main character and there's really no reason for it, subconsciously the viewers, they are not aware of this. This is something that is going on in their mind, but not on a conscious level. Subconsciously, somewhere in the back of their mind, it's like there are reality matches that are going on that are saying, why would the villain do that? That villain stands nothing to gain from doing that. Wouldn't increase their odds of defeating the hero, because by alarming them, they only make the hero more prepared when an actual attack occurs. This sort of thinking. So you want to go ahead, after you write your story, you want to go ahead through and say, would a real-life police officer actually say that? If someone were adopting a child, would that be the process they would actually go through? If a villain attacks your main character, why? What do they stand to gain? What are their motives? Will they gain something from it? So as you reduce the BS meter in your viewer's subconscious mind, you're increasing the impact of your story. I'm not saying that the story needs to be realistic. It doesn't need to be like reality. But it needs to be two things. If you're working on a fantasy story, or unless you're telling a drama that is supposed to be it could very possibly take place in reality. You want to be boldly imaginative. You want to, if you have a tornado touch down on the moon, do it boldly. What I'm talking about is there are stories where it's obvious that the author did not go back and do a reality check on the story, and it takes away from the enjoyment of that story. You have characters say things that make the audience laugh when the author intends to make the audience worried about what's going to happen to that character. So you have things that people know would never happen in reality, and not because it's a boldly imaginative and part of the story, but just because the author did not take the trouble of taking that step further. The first Star Wars, now treating sci-fi, making it look as real as possible is very common now, but when the first Star Wars came out, to have spaceships and stormtrooper armor that had scuff marks on them and signs of wear and tear and weren't you know, completely clean and brand new looking was revolutionary at the time. And what is that? That is treating it with a heavy dose of reality. That's making a boldly imaginative story look as real as possible. And you never need you're not shooting for total reality. That is not your goal, but to treat it with a lot of reality. Remember, your audience is not going to a story for a dose of reality, but if their subconscious BS meter is down here, they are going to be blown away. They are going to give themselves over to what you're boldly imagining. So if your story is about a ghost who owns a demon from hell, that is great. And in the story, if the milkman shows up on the front step of the ghost house, don't have it be at midnight. Have it when the milkman, have it sometime during the day. This is the least fun, least creative part of writing, but it will make your story better. Whether you edit your story or not may not change your story that much, but it will give the readers a feeling that your story is of a higher quality. Movies that make fun of other movies, what are they making fun of? They're usually making fun of movies being unnecessarily unrealistic. My attitude about any kind of art or writing is that there is no wrong way. You can never do it wrong. There are camp movies and stories that I like. I enjoy them, but look at it in a positive sense. It isn't oh, that was poor writing because it's not realistic enough. Turn that around. Say, I want to make my writing have a greater impact, so I'm going to go in there and make it more real seeming. You know another writer where you can make an agreement with the other writer saying, I will do a reality check on your story, you do a reality check on mine. And to be ruthless about it, it's very different from any other kind of critique. You're not critiquing the quality of the writing so much as you're just trying to point out some things that everyone overlooks. You know, it was a pistol. Why was that pistol able to fire 240 bullets? Just that sort of thing. And it may not be that enjoyable to have someone critique your writing in that way or to critique someone else's writing in that way, but it is a great benefit. Thanks for watching. If you have a little bit of extra time, please check out the illustrated story I'm working on at solomation.com, and please hit the like button, leave a comment if you have any ideas that you think would contribute to this video that other viewers might want to read, and subscribe, and I hope your writing goes very well. Have a good day.